Long before bright LED screens and echoing stadium concerts, the stage was more than entertainment. It was a sacred space. In ancient villages and royal courts alike, performers didn't just act. They channeled spirits, carried prayers, and stitched community wounds through story. The stage was a living altar, a thin veil where the earthly and the divine touched hands. The audience wasn't just watching, they were participating in a shared ritual of memory, identity, and transformation. In every corner of the world, traditional stage performances became the collective soul's mirror. A space to grieve, to celebrate harvests, to teach moral lessons, or to exorcise the ghosts of a village's past. Under flickering lanterns or moonlit skies, the stage became a world within a world. A place where you could leave your burdens at the door and re-emerge, transformed. In Japan, No and Kabuki actors slip into lacquered masks and elaborate costumes to transcend their human form. A No mask, carved from cypress and painted in soft tones, can appear joyful or sorrowful depending on the tilt of the head. A subtle dance between emotion and illusion. For the audience, it's not just theater. It's a meditation on impermanence and the hidden layers of the human heart. In West Africa, masquerade traditions like the Egungun festival bring ancestors back among the living. Dancers covered head to toe in dazzling fabrics and beaded veils spin through dusty streets, embodying spirits who bless, warn, and protect. Children watch with wide eyes, knowing they're seeing not a person, but a visiting force from beyond. Meanwhile, in Italy's Commedia dell'arte, performers wore half masks and improvised sharp-witted satire, poking at politics and society without fear of punishment. The mask became both a shield and a weapon, a playful armor that turned laughter into revolution. Across cultures, masks reveal and conceal at the same time. They allow performers to slip into otherworldly skins, to say the unsayable, to dance as gods or devils, all while hiding the fragile human underneath. Traditional stage performances often rely on a language beyond words, a universe built from precise gestures, hypnotic rhythms, and symbolic sounds. In India's Kathakali, actors train for years to master minute eye movements, eyebrow flicks, and intricate hand mudras. A single eyebrow arch can mean rage, love, or betrayal. Audiences learn to read these silent stories, creating an intimate, almost telepathic connection with the performer. In Indonesian wayang kulit, shadow puppets flicker against backlit screens. Dalang, puppeteers, modulate their voices to become kings, demons, and wise fools, while the accompanying gamelan music pulses like a collective heartbeat. The shadows dance between worlds, seen and unseen, as the line between reality and imagination blurs. In Spanish flamenco, every stomp, clap, and cry is a raw confession of longing, pain, and defiance. The dancer's body becomes an instrument, a living story of generations surviving oppression and heartbreak. These performances don't just entertain. They teach audiences to listen with their skin, to see with their hearts, to enter a realm where meaning lives beyond the literal. Performances that defied power. Throughout history, traditional performances were not always just celebrations. They were acts of rebellion. In times of occupation or oppression, when voices were silenced and languages banned, the stage became a clandestine battlefield. In Korea, pansori performers carried secret messages inside epic ballads, critiquing corrupt rulers under the guise of folk tales. Listeners leaned in, hearing more than just love stories or comical mishaps. They heard coded calls for freedom, reminders of cultural pride that couldn't be crushed by swords or decrees. In Ireland, as English rule suppressed native customs, Sean No's singing kept Gaelic language and stories alive. Sung in smoky kitchens or behind closed pub doors, each note became an act of quiet defiance. Each melody a vow: we will not forget who we are. But as the world races toward modernity, many traditional stages are dimming. Audiences shrink, apprentices turn away, and master performers watch as centuries-old lineages slip through their fingers. In China, some Kung opera troupes perform to half-empty halls, even though this art once enchanted emperors and scholars alike. Intricate movements and poetic verses struggle to compete with viral dance challenges and TV dramas. In Africa, ancient griots, The poet-musicians who kept entire histories alive through song find fewer listeners as Western music dominates airwaves. Their voices, once echoing across kingdoms, now fade into the noise of modern cities. In remote Himalayan villages, traditional mask dances honoring protective deities are performed less frequently. Young people migrate to cities for work, leaving temple courtyards silent during festivals that once shook the valleys with drums and chants. With every lost performer, we lose a piece of humanity's collective memory, knowledge of spirit, earth, and self that no textbook can replace. While many traditional stages struggle, some find unexpected rebirth in the most surprising places. A new generation of artists, often global nomads between two worlds, are weaving these ancient forms into modern life. In Seoul, young performers remix pansori with jazz, hip-hop beats, and electric guitar riffs, filling underground clubs with crowds who sway to centuries-old laments, reborn in neon light. In Barcelona, avant-garde directors incorporate Japanese no masks into contemporary theatre, creating hybrid performances that feel both timeless and futuristic. Digital platforms also become unexpected allies. An Indonesian dalang, shadow puppet master, streams wayang kulit performances to thousands online. His intricate puppets silhouetted not against a rice paper screen, but a glowing tablet watched from New York to Nairobi. On TikTok and Instagram, brief clips of Kathakali eye dances or flamenco footwork go viral, sparking curiosity and respect in audiences who might never set foot in a traditional theatre. These fusions do not always come without criticism. Purists argue that sacred forms risk dilution when adapted, but others see these hybrid creations as living proof that tradition does not have to mean stagnation, that even the most ancient rituals can evolve and survive if we let them breathe alongside us. Through these new stages, both virtual and physical, lost echoes find new voices, and the soul of traditional performance finds fresh air to dance in once again. So why do these traditional performances matter? What secret pulse keeps them alive across centuries of war, migration, and digital revolutions? Perhaps it's because they hold something deeper than entertainment. They embody the universal human hunger to be seen, to transform, to transcend the ordinary. On those moonlit temple stages or dusty village squares, we don't just watch stories unfold. We remember who we are beneath all our masks and daily roles. The stage offers us mirrors, not just of society, but of our own inner landscapes. The monsters we hide, the heroes we long to be, the sorrows we carry, and the joys we dare to show. In a world obsessed with speed, perfection, and curated feeds, these performances teach us the power of patience, the beauty of imperfection, and the shared heartbeat of community. Each performance is a fleeting prayer made visible, an invitation to sit together, breathe together, and surrender to something larger than ourselves. And as the final curtain falls, we are left not just with applause, but with a quiet echo inside. A call to carry forward the stories, to protect the fragile flickers of spirit, to honor the guardians who keep these flames alive. Because in the end, no matter how modern we become, the hidden world of traditional stage performances reminds us of one eternal truth. We are storytellers at heart, and it is through story that we remember how to be human.